Because one of the risks is the risk of coup d'etat, to say there is a potential risk of a coup d'etat. We have identified it and we've put measures to mitigate against it. So that's why we say to South Africans, there has not been anyone attempting to do a coup in South Africa. In the last few days or in the last few weeks, there has not been anyone attempting to do a coup in South Africa. We can say that not that they are not people planning, they are, but we're continuously monitoring them and making sure that we deal with those. It's for those reasons that we unveiled, and like I said earlier, when things are done, everybody else will claim the glory for the work that we have done. So we can't come and say, well, of course there are those who will go with cameras and say we are arresting, I almost went there. We are arresting these people for this and this. They don't tell you that that is intelligence driven and it's from us. It's us who pass. We don't have the arresting power to make sure we stay proper and clean and uphold the constitutional principles of our country. So we then rely on the law enforcement agencies to do the arrest, but we would have done this paid well. To develop a strategy and implement programs aimed at countering hostile forces that seek to undermine the country's interests in the continent and further identify foreign powers in South Africa and the continent that are pro or against our interests. Further, to develop legislation framework to deal with espionage activities. And also to strengthen the state's capacity to detect and counter precursors of terrorism, and to develop a strategy to neutralize hostile activities of nationals, of a particular country's nationals. Those who see the document where it's blackened out, it means we have removed the name because we couldn't remove the entire part, we just removed the name of that country's nationals in South Africa, and then expedite efforts to resolve diplomatic tensions between the two countries, that is South Africa and that particular country that remains unnamed. And this is the focus that the intelligence services, the law enforcement agencies, and departments and provinces have been given to them to work on to make sure that we achieve the goals of our national security, both the work that relates to the domestic front and also in our foreign approach, what we call the rest of the world at the SSA. And that's what they've been focusing on. Some have had successes, some have not had successes. So next year, as you measure the progress, or even now, as you measure the progress we've made with the state security agencies in particular, and the NICOC that we've reported on, the OIC that we've reported on, and the National Communication Center and the intelligence agencies, you must measure us against our quest to achieve, to make sure those priorities are achieved. But also, you must focus also on the departments that have the responsibility to deliver some of those priorities. Oh, I need to first correct the FATF date, the FATF inspection date. They're coming now, end of July, 29th and 30th of July, 2025. So I hope South Africans will behave, the visitors will be here. We need to get out of the grey listing. It's important for all of us to do